Hi, Facebook. I'm Dr. Jordan Leasure. I'm the owner and physician of North Shore Proactive Health, a state-of-the-art wellness clinic in the northern Chicago suburbs, and we are in our stress management boot camp talking this evening about happiness. So unlike a lot of the other videos that we've discussed, the material this evening is going to come directly from one of my mentors, Dr. Jim Roach. He is headquartered in Kentucky. If you've never made it down there, I suggest you check out the area. There's a lot more than just bourbon in Kentucky. So let me know if you are watching live. Let me know if you are watching a replay. If you have questions, feel free to chime in at any time. And if you find the information beneficial, I appreciate it as always if you share. We are all in this together, and a lot of us are experiencing more stress these days. So we're doing everything we can to combat that. Tonight's topic, happiness, I thought was appropriate because oftentimes when you're experiencing more stress, your happiness levels will decrease. You may not be able to express happiness the way that you would like. And if you are able to, on the counter to that, have more happiness, find more joy, you may notice that your stress levels go down. So let's jump right in. As always, food choices are very, very important. You want to be avoiding a lot of those inflammatory foods that we've discussed before. So whether that is cow milk products, grains, soy, eggs are often very inflammatory. Sugar, of course, especially artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners are shown to increase depression, and sugar will as well, but to a lesser extent. You want to really focus on increasing those vegetable intakes. I mentioned before in a previous video, I like to suggest 9 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. Dr. Roach likes to stick around 7. He believes 7 is optimal for a positive outlook. Drinking green tea and plenty of water will help to support mood. Again, I'm a big fan of green tea. Watch when you're drinking your tea, of course, if it's containing caffeine. And turmeric. We talked a lot about turmeric last night. It is fantastic for joint support. It's great for decreasing inflammation and pain. It's also fantastic for mood. It's anti-cancer, it's anti-tumor, it's anti-aging. I think everybody should be on turmeric. And again, this is turmeric as a supplement, not necessarily simply to cook with, because when you're cooking with turmeric, it is not as bioavailable as it is when you are taking it as a supplement. It gets into the system a lot faster and you need to take less. So if you're purely cooking with it, you almost need to be doing it every meal and pretty big servings. So be careful with that. Chocolate, everybody's favorite. Chocolate is actually a mood booster. It helps with our magnesium levels. And he recommends 1.5 ounces of dark chocolate, and that would be greater than 73% cacao, or cocoa, excuse me. And he recommends that every day to his patients. So for those of you that are looking for a referral, simply because he recommends dark chocolate, I may be able to make that happen. Taking a look at your salt intake is important. You know, we don't want to do too much salt because it will impact cardiovascular health, but also you may need a little bit more salt because salt has been shown to elevate mood. Make sure, as always, that you're checking with your physician before you're modifying any dietary restrictions that they may currently have in place. Spicy food, particularly chili peppers, have been shown to improve mood. They improve your sense of well-being and acuity. So, what are you eating while you're in quarantine? You may want to spice it up a little bit. Exercise, that's our next topic. Exercise, initiate exercise as quickly as possible when you start to notice that you are not feeling as happy, healthy, and energetic as you should. Hello, Kimberly, thank you for tuning in. Now, your sense of exercise that you need to feel good will vary depending on what your current level of exercise is. If you are out there killing it, you may want to join Kimberly in the Fly Girl fraternity. I watch a lot of their workouts actually while I'm eating. They're amazing. I can't find the time to get away from Parker to actually engage in the activity, but it looks good. I'd be in great shape if I was actually participating. All of their classes are still free. All of their teachers are teaching from home, from their deck, from the studio. So it's awesome. Even if you're not going to work out, at least just tune in and watch. It's good. Kim's a good time. But so whatever you're doing right now, you don't need to go balls out if you're doing nothing. So go outside and take 5 deep breaths. That's one of the best things that you can do if your current activity level is nil. If you're not feeling great and you don't have it in you to get up and do some real workouts, then walk outside, take 5 deep breaths. If you're in Chicago, it's supposed to be gorgeous tomorrow, so please start this activity now. If you are currently working out, if you can get 60 to 90 minutes a day, you'll be feeling amazing. And that doesn't need to be all in one sitting. You know, get up, do a workout. For those of you that know, I have been watching. I got a Peloton last week. It's incredible. I've been doing it every single day. My workouts vary from 20 to 40 minutes, but I do it every single day. You can also just get a brisk walk in, do some anaerobic activity. So get down, do some push-ups, do some body weight exercises. There's a lot that can be done these days without weights, without any equipment. So don't let that be an excuse for inactivity. If you find that you're spending a lot of time Netflix and chill, so to speak, then take a break in between shows. And when it says, you know, play next episode, instead of hitting start, give yourself that minute and get down and do some push-ups or hop off the couch and do some squats. There's no excuse. There's plenty of time to get something in. You just want to get your heart rate moving, and that will improve your cardiovascular output, and it will almost immediately improve mood. Tai Chi is fantastic. So depending on your age, depending on your activity level, if you haven't done Tai Chi, it's terrific. Do it a couple times a week. Again, it's allegedly spring in Chicago. It's going to be nicer this week. So get out and garden. Do a little bit of what makes you happy, the sunshine, the fresh air. And what will be interesting to note is that slouching, and this is fantastic coming from a chiropractor, slouching actually promotes sadness. So I try to promote to my patients, keep your heart to the sky, loud and proud. So keep that up and keep a smile on your face. It's very important, if you are having issues with food, that you do some food sensitivity testing. We're going to do a talk this week purely on some different types of testing so that you can become a little bit more aware of some options that you may have. But food sensitivity testing is very important. Almond allergies have actually been shown to cause suicidal depression. And how would you ever know? You know, some of these sensitivities are not going to cause that anaphylactic shock that you think of in an allergy. Sensitivities can cause GI upset, that can cause skin eruptions, that can cause mood disturbances, obviously, like we just discussed with almonds. So pay attention to what you're eating, how you feel, how those around you are behaving after meals, possibly. Alcohol, of course, is a depressant. And I know there's a lot of videos going around and people have their carts full of alcohol for the quarantine, but alcohol will actually be a depressant. It will decrease mood. So if you can minimize that, of course, please do. Nicotine, same thing. If you're still currently smoking, please don't. Vaping, same thing. Especially with the lung implications, obviously. The current virus, you want to make sure that you're not doing anything that is decreasing the capabilities of those organs. Wean off caffeine if possible. And nobody ever wants to hear that. I'm a fan of coffee too, but really watch when you are drinking coffee, how much coffee you're drinking. And again, there's going to be a little bit of caffeine in chocolate and things like that. And of course your teas. So if you're finding that you're having sleep disturbances, one of the best things you can do is not have caffeine after 2 o'clock. And for those of us that work pretty long days, and I like the taste of coffee, I've actually switched to doing decaf in the afternoon. Of course, avoid artificial food chemicals, processed foods, and fast foods. Eating whole, fresh, natural, organic as much as you can. NutraSweet has been shown to lower neurotransmitter levels and it worsens depression. Aspartame is found, of course, in diet soft drinks and other sugar-free products. So if you're still continuing to eat those things, please put that at the top of your list to eliminate as soon as possible. Different medications have been associated with depression. So anticonvulsants have been shown to increase suicide risk. Zantac, Cipro, Tamiflu, ibuprofen, Tagamet, Pepcid, different cholesterol drugs, singular, which is used quite a bit these days with the seasonal allergies in the Midwest, Chantix and Accutane have all been shown to increase depression. So if you or someone you know is on those medications, just please be aware that that can be a side effect. Of course, as always, please do not stop or start any medication without knowledge of your physician. And same with any supplements. We talk a lot in these videos about vitamins and supplements, and make sure that you are honest with any provider that you're working with on the dosages and the types of products that you're taking, because there can be interactions with something even as benign as a B vitamin. Counseling is fantastic. We talked about this last night. If you're feeling stressed out, if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling worried, if you are just not as happy, healthy, and energetic as you could be, there's some great free resources available right now. Of course, due to the stay in place order. So make sure you reach out. I think everybody should have a coach, should have a therapist, you should have somebody to talk to give you an objective response, and not necessarily tell you what you want to hear, but tell you what may help you grow and improve in your current situation. There's a lot of blood tests that can be done. Again, we'll save that for later in the week. Direct sunlight is incredible. I have a light box on my desk at the office so that when I'm doing patient notes or I'm blogging or anything like that, I'm sitting at a computer, I can have my light box on, so I'm getting some of that beneficial light therapy. Massage therapy is terrific. And in Illinois, unfortunately, massage therapists are not currently allowed to work, but the second that they are, I'm going to be first on the list. I will tell you that, probably for like a 3-hour massage. If you would like to book ahead at our office, or if you would like to purchase a gift certificate, we are offering a 20% discount. So if you buy a massage gift or any gift certificate for $100, you get $120 in credit. So keep that in the back of your mind if you are local to North Shore Proactive Health. It's a great thing we have going right now. Yoga is terrific, and acupuncture, of course, is very helpful. And if you're not aware, at least in Illinois, acupunctures were deemed medically necessary after a little bit of back and forth. So you may be able to find acupuncturists during this stay-at-home order. And again, it is only for acute conditions, but you may need to seek that out. And if you're looking for somebody, feel free to send me a message and I can connect you. Inspiring music releases dopamine. You will often find me in the kitchen listening to EDM as I'm making breakfast. It helps to improve my mood, so give that a try. Watch what you're listening to and who's in the room. If it's inappropriate lyrics, use your headphones. Detoxifying should always be on your list. Infrared saunas are terrific. There are different herbs that help to detoxify. We do the 1-week cleanse at the office. We recommend that patients do that seasonally, spring and fall. It's a fantastic time to cleanse. You want to get these toxins out of your system that we are accumulating, every day from pretty much everything that we do. Glutathione, great detoxifier. We've probably talked about that in almost every talk I've done. Maybe we'll do a whole video just on glutathione and how to improve those levels, because that's one thing you want to watch. And I think a lot of us don't know as much as we could or we should about our detoxification processes. And again, you have to think of, there are toxins in your air, there are toxins in your water, there are toxins in your beauty products, there are toxins in your bath products, what you take a shower with, anything that comes in contact with you. Medication is toxic. Supplements can have toxic byproducts. Of course, the food that we eat is full of toxins. And again, if it's coming in the vicinity, it's probably got toxins. And your body has to process all that, and your body was designed to do just that, but it has a capacity. So we want to make sure that we clean that out, we empty the tank, and we make sure everything is working well. And so that's why being a little bit more deliberate with your detoxification might be important. Taking a look at mercury fillings. This is a very hot topic. Again, not my area of expertise. Taking a look at a natural dentist. If you have thought of having mercury fillings removed, if it is done, and again, it will not be done under the current stay-at-home order because this is not medically necessary. However, if you have it done, it should look like a hazmat situation. The dentist will literally be in full hazmat garb. You will be completely masked and gowned. You will have oxygen on. They will have a vacuum pulling fumes out of your mouth as they are removing the mercury, because it is toxic. Mercury is toxic. So as they are drilling, they don't want you either inhaling the fumes or getting any of that mercury in your system. And I will tell you, I had mine removed not that way, because this is before I knew. And so I'm probably more toxic than I should be. So that's why I do a lot to detoxify. But just be aware, now that you know, there's a great book by Jack Call, Kall. So if getting those fillings removed is on your radar, you may want to look into that first. Write down negative thoughts. We talked about this last night. Write down those negative thoughts. Write down that stress and either burn it or throw it away. Nothing necessarily needs to happen with that. Just get it out of here, and then you're free and move on and write your to-do list and be a little bit more positive. Treat intestinal dysbiosis. So the gut, I've talked about this a million times, is the root of all evil. Our neurotransmitters are made in our gut, our happy chemicals, our immune system is formed in our gut. So if the gut is not happy and working the way that it should, the rest of your body is absolutely not going to be working as efficiently or effectively as it could be. So taking a look at if you have a bacterial imbalance, if you have leaky gut, if your junctions are not as tight as they could be, if you have an infection, if you have a yeast overgrowth, if you have a mold overgrowth. I just found out my sister-in-law and brother-in-law have been living in Spain for the majority of the year. And my sister-in-law wasn't feeling great when she got there, and didn't really know why. They found some mold in the bathroom, I think. And of course, during this stay-at-home order, it's not necessary that, I guess, the landlord clean it up. But they pulled their suitcases out from underneath the bed, and they are just covered in mold. So I'm a little bit concerned about what their health and well-being is going to look like once they get out of that situation. But again, a lot of the times it's not as obvious as that. So pay attention to testing. It's very important to be able to know what's going on. Hydration is huge, especially after exercise, especially with inactivity and changes in environment. Oftentimes I see this in patients that go out of town. They have a tendency to go on vacation, and again, they're consuming more alcohol, but oftentimes not getting as much water as they should. So I ask that you always, during this quarantine, keep water nearby. So if you're sitting at a desk, please have your shaker cup or please have your glass of water. What is super fantastic if you're using actual glass is that you can put your essential oils in there. Dr. Jade is a big fan of Jade lemon. I think only because it's called Jade. But I just put regular lemon in my water, so you're making very deliberate health choices little by little. Getting quality sleep. So keeping your room black, keeping the bedroom for sleep and sex. Please don't work in your bedroom. Please don't have the kids in your bedroom. Please don't have the pets in your bedroom. All of those are going to impact your quality of sleep. Even if you think that sleeping with your dog is helping or helping you to relax, it's not. It is better. I don't know. Did you offer me any when I was over? Any of this alleged Jade lemon? I'm going to do a blind taste test. We're going to do that. That's going to be a live video. We're going to do a live taste test with Dr. Jade, and we're going to see if we can determine the difference between Jade lemon essential oils and regular Jade essential oils when we put it in water. So stay tuned for that. I'll make sure to post that ahead of time. Making sure that you're consuming neurotransmitter precursors are super important. So tyrosine is a dopamine and norepinephrine precursor. So you're going to have mood boosting effects from that. Those are found in almonds, avocados, bananas, lima beans, soybeans, peanuts, and sunflower seeds. So hit up that list to boost your tyrosine. Tryptophan, which everybody thinks is associated with turkey, is a serotonin precursor. So again, going to help boost mood. Found in brown rice, fish, soybeans, peanuts, peas, sunflower seeds. And serotonin itself is found in bananas, tomatoes, plums, pineapples, and avocados. I'm a big fan of avocado. I could eat it with every meal. Prescription antidepressants are extremely risky. So please make sure that you are discussing often with your physician the opportunity to modify dosage if you feel like you don't necessarily need it anymore, if you're now incorporating a lot of healthy activities. Always testing to see that you are on the correct product. And prescription antidepressants nearly double the risk of relapse in women over 50. And SSRIs, this is a very interesting statistic. So if you or anyone you know is currently taking an SSRI, which is a lot of individuals with anxiety, SSRIs increase stroke risk by 45%. They increase the death by 32%. And your arteries age fourfold when you are taking an SSRI. It also increases the risk of fracture and bleeding doubles. These agents are often difficult to discontinue. And I have mentioned this before, but SSRIs were currently studied for six-week dosage. So if you or anyone you know has been on an SSRI, which is pretty much everyone in existence, longer than 6 weeks, they don't know what the side effects are going to be. What they do know is that it immediately from the time you start taking it modifies your brain, and you need to have an effective strategy if you plan on decreasing dosage or going off of these medications, because they do cause extreme withdrawal. So you want to be very, very careful, and you want to be prepared for that. You want to be prepared for that rebound effect where you may start feeling more anxious, you may start feeling more depressed. And it can come up to a year after getting off these SSRIs. And that does not necessarily mean that you're having a relapse of your original condition. It means you're experiencing withdrawal. So being educated in that manner and working with someone that is skilled and experienced in that is very, very, very important. Spirituality is huge when it comes to happiness. So having faith doubles your response to treatment. And that is not necessarily a religious practice. It's what spirituality means to you. And, focusing that and practicing that routinely is very important. That could be your yoga practice. So it's unique for all of us. A handful of nutrients that support happiness. And I got a lot of questions on this the last couple of days. That's why we're hitting this. But again, please only initiate these under the advice of your healthcare provider. Talk with your doctor if you're on any medications so that you are aware of any interactions that could be going on. The key essentials that we recommend to patients, and again, I follow a lot of Dr. Roach's recommendations. He's created a lot of the protocols that I use in the office. But fish oil, of course. Everybody in our house takes fish oil every single day. 5 grams per day of a combined EPA and DHA is best. Having wild salmon 2 times a week should be everybody's goal. EPA should be higher than DHA in the supplements that you're taking. Even Parker, we do a liquid, and people may have seen the video, we do a liquid fish oil for Parker. He actually asks for it. It isn't foul tasting. I don't have to hold him down and get him to do it. I do literally a teaspoon for him every morning. And it's not a problem. It's great for kids. It helps to improve their immune function. It helps to improve their brain function. If you have a child with ADHD or ADD, or your spouse or anyone is suffering with that, you really need to increase your fish oil levels. Taking a multi every day, that should go without saying. I don't care if you think that you eat fantastic. Again, the quality of our food is deficient in vitamins just based on the way that it's farmed and raised. So you need to be taking a high-quality multivitamin every single day. Ideally, for most of us, taking a methylated vitamin is a way to go. But again, please check with your provider to make sure that that's appropriate. Vitamin D3. I was thinking about doing an entire video just on vitamin D because it is one of the key preventers of this virus, but also speeding recovery. They're finding that the individuals that are succumbing to this or having higher symptomatology are individuals with darker skin, and they have lower vitamin D levels. So to boost happiness, you want to be doing about 1,000 milligrams or 1,000 IUs per 30 pounds of body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you want to be doing 5,000 IUs a day of vitamin D. And this is based on happiness. If you're worried about viral load, you want to be taking 10,000 IUs every single day. And same thing, we recommend a liquid D with K in the office. I give it to Parker every single day. I give him 2 drops. So I give him essentially 2,000 IUs a day. A high quality probiotic. This is another one that pretty much goes without saying. The things that kill probiotics, which are the good bacteria in the gut, is going to be stress. Anybody give me a thumbs up if anybody's currently experiencing a little bit of stress. Eating processed foods, alcohol. Does that resonate with anybody? Antibiotics. So if you had a bad cold this past winter and you were on an antibiotic, that destroyed your gut flora as well. So you need to recolonize. Oh, to be the child of a Smarties. I know, Stacy, could you imagine? He is one lucky little man. Except he says, I want my medicine. So I'm trying to train him, but he can't really say supplement. It's kind of interesting in our house. So he says, I need my medicine. But whatever. So a good quality probiotic. Pay attention in our office. I've mentioned this a handful of times. I think we carry like 6 different probiotics. So we have one for babies, one called baby belly. We have one called toddler tummy. We have a powder for adults, a capsule for adults that are 25. I can't even think. I'm like cashed. What am I missing? Oh, and then we have a probiotic just for weight loss. And then we also have a probiotic that does not need to be refrigerated. All those others are refrigerated. But the one for weight loss and our other one are in a blister pop pack. So those don't have to be refrigerated. But that's one thing. If you're not buying your probiotics from me, you need to make sure that either they're refrigerated or they're in a blister pop pack or else they're dead. So watch my previous videos on probiotics to know what you should be shopping for. Turmeric, again, we hit this a million times. 1,000 milligrams, 1 to 3 times a day. I still have this headache in my occiput. So I've been taking like 3,000 milligrams a day. Turmeric has been shown to be as effective as Prozac in one study. So if you need to chill, take some turmeric, or maybe open up the capsules and put them in your spouse's food. I'm just teasing. I'm teasing, really. Chrissy, is yogurt good for gut bacteria or just for... No, yogurt's good for nothing. Throw your yogurt in the trash. Yogurt is dairy. Dairy is extremely inflammatory. The only reason that the public thinks... That's a fantastic question, so thank you for asking. But the only reason that the public thinks that yogurt is where probiotics come from is pretty much because the dairy industry has a great marketing campaign. Are there probiotics in yogurt? Yes. Is the damage that dairy does to your system worth the probiotics? No. So that's why I say throw your yogurt in the trash. Kefir, if you want to do, some dairy that has a good yogurt balance, kefir is probably the only thing that I would recommend. And even with kefir, you want to take a look at the type of kefir because, Jamie Lee Curtis, because kefir can be very high in sugar. And again, sugar is going to be killing the good bacteria. So that's why you want to be really careful. But that was a fantastic question. So thank you for asking. So finally, a handful of additions. I've probably got like 3 pages of supplements that you could be taking that help boost mood because all of us is different. And what's causing a depleted mood in one person is not necessarily going to cause a depleted mood in somebody else. For me, when they wanted to put me on antidepressants, they put me on a handful of different things and they weren't making a difference because my problem was not serotonin related. I finally, and this was again, 23 years ago, I finally went to someone that did some testing and found out that for me, it was dopamine. So my dopamine wasn't high enough. So that's where I had to concentrate. So they could put me on SSRIs all day long and my serotonin was okay. So that wasn't helping me. So that's why it's very important to work with a provider and do some testing and see what your levels are at, and not just kind of research and take, random things that are recommended. it's always nice to have a plan. So some top additions that I like, I love SAMe. We use a lot of SAMe in the office. It can work rapidly to improve mood, oftentimes within days. So I've had patients who have had children that are in high school that are, according to the parents, semi-suicidal, that have started on SAMe and seen a change in personality within 3 days. And again, I can't speak to, that was not an independent study. That was just an experience, with our patients, but I love SAMe. It's great for joint support and mood support. A quality source is essential if you want to pay attention to what you're taking. SAMe is another one that should be in a blister pop pack. So if you're buying your SAMe in, like a bottle where all the pills are together, that is not a good quality SAMe. It can, and again, this is the reason you should be working with a provider. It can induce mania, so you always want to take a look at the condition that you're trying to treat. So if someone has been diagnosed with bipolar, it's not necessarily something that they should be taking. Rhodiola is great. Yes, I know, I remember taking SAMe. Rhodiola supports vitality and mood, and again, rapidly. So this is another one that I use quite routinely. If bipolar, again, you need to be taking high-dose fish oil and lithium. If you or anyone you know is bipolar and they're not taking fish oil, they could improve their quality of life tenfold by simply taking fish oil. Rhodiola does work well with SAMe. It's something that I utilize, and I recommend my patients only take on work days, so you'd be taking it 5 days a week, not 7. So this is another reason that working with a provider, knowing someone that's experienced in dosage and your specific complaint is super important. Taking a look at your thyroid and adrenal health. So swimming upstream and looking at the cause as opposed to just treating the symptoms is important with mood. Lithium is very helpful in resistant depressed mood. So I think lithium has this bad reputation, and people think of lithium and they think of bipolar, they think of severely depressed people in like an institution, okay? But lithium is actually a supplement and it's a liquid. I tried it. I didn't notice a difference in my mood. Because again, I like to try the majority of things before I recommend to patients because I like them to know how they're going to respond. I've used SAMe a lot. I've used Rhodiola on myself. They're both fantastic. Ashley, do you have any suggestions for someone with borderline personality disorder? It depends, and it also depends on what other medications they're taking. But oftentimes, food sensitivity testing, Ashley, for that is great. So you and I can talk offline. We'll chat about some options. Send me a private message so I don't forget. Krill oil. Krill is fantastic if it's been shown to promote brain growth. So if there's someone that has been on an SSRI and had some brain damage from that, taking krill oil is a great place to start. What else? B12. Methylated B12. There's so much I could say. If you're having issues with energy, if you're having issues with mood, B12 is a great place to start. If you have tried B12 injections and not noticed an improvement fast enough, you may want to try a methylated B12 supplement. The ones that we do are sublingual. They absorb in the mouth, and patients typically see an improvement in their mood and energy within the week. Jackie, if you have a special brand of fish oil or something to look for, told years ago to take during PMS only. No, I would take it all the time. And you probably, if you were taking it all the time, you wouldn't have any symptoms related to menstruation. A special brand. Yeah, the line that we carry is Salutogenic Life. I'll put the link up on top. It's a combination of 4 different labs that Jade and I put together. It's all the products that we take. It's amazing stuff. Shipping's like $4, and we usually get it out the same day. And we're fortunate enough that, again, I planned ahead, so we have vitamin C in stock. We have liposomal vitamin C that we just got in stock. So if you're worried about the virus and you're working on being proactively keeping your family healthy, keep doing vitamin C, keep doing D. Those are my two power hitters. So again, there's probably another, 10 pages of stuff we could discuss about happiness and supplements, but I just wanted to hop on real quick and give you guys the scoop. So thank you for spending your weekend with me as always. If you found this helpful, I would appreciate if you share. If you have things that have worked for you in your experience, same thing, please share. This is an open forum for everybody. And again, we're all in this together. So let's build this community, and you can share the group. It's an open group. Anyone is welcome to join if you think that they would appreciate the information. If you find the videos helpful, you can just share the videos themselves. They're also found on YouTube. So if there's someone that you know that does not have Facebook, they can find all the information on YouTube as well. So we're doing a lot of virtual consultations. So if somebody has some specific questions or concerns, they can reach me directly on here, and then the staff can set up an appointment. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Next week, we're going to discuss meal planning for stress. We're going to talk about gut health. We're going to talk testing for, all these tests that I've mentioned throughout this. So what should you look for? What should you ask your doctor about? And what are optimal blood levels? So I love you all. Happy Sunday night. We'll see you next week.